Also, what's the vibe with swearing on this podcast?
I say like, yo, if it's naturally comes out, it naturally comes out.
Cool,
like,
cool.
I don't think we're
Like, I'm not gonna, you're not gonna need to cut around me or anything. I'm not gonna be overly obscene, but you know.
I have nothing left, so I'll have to.
I've got the tiniest bit and it actually just looks shit now.
It's actually kind of bad. Oh no, it's because it's the.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a wire.
Maybe just plug it in just in case.
I've been hearing from one side the entire time.
Oh.
Oh, that must be why.
Oh, in it. Is that it?
Yeah.
Just look into the camera.
Yeah. Look into the camera.
Yeah.
Go on.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We are here today on Coffee Chats, a project, a podcast under the umbrella of creativity with Kaiyen. We're here today with Tilly.
Hi.
And Don.
Hey, yo, guys.
How are you all doing?
Yeah, good. I'm happy to be here. How exciting.
It's good as part of the Kaiyen team to be here and also to be with Tilly. It's going to be a good day.
Before meeting here, we went for a quick coffee run to the 11th hour. And here's a little recap of how it went.
Yeah, so I was actually quite surprised by your coffee choice when we came into the coffee place.
Really?
You went with like straight Americano.
A black iced Americano.
I was like,
actually.
wow, this girl loves her coffee. Like,
I just don't like
straight.
milk. I don't like milk. I don't want anything ruining. I just need the coffee. That's all I need.
Straight into the action. That's
Yeah. Don't give me no milk. I don't want that.
You see, I'm a latte type guy. You know, I like it a little bit frothy, not too frothy like a cappuccino. But
No.
It needs to have some milk in there to kind of like ease the coffee taste. You know, what
I don't need it eased. I need it hard and fast.
So you like the taste of coffee?
Yeah.
Like a coffee?
I'm not getting a
connoisseur?
coffee for anything other than the coffee.
So what about 11th Street that made you want to go there? Like, what about their coffee?
I like the I like the building, to be honest. I like the design.
It's
I think it's sweet.
aesthetics,
I've
yeah.
walked past it a couple of times and I have always grabbed a coffee to go from there. I've never really sat in, so it was nice to sit in.
Yeah, it was a whole different vibe. I like the wooden, like, you know, tables that they had.
Yeah, it was
on the
nice,
chairs.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was nice.
I really like the selection. Like, it's so easy to choose from. No paradox of choice. I think sometimes when you go into places, there's so many things you can get. It paralyzes me.
No, literally. And to be fair, the coffee that was roasted was actually like proper coffee. Like sometimes when you go to places, not hating on Pret, not hating on any of those guys.
Oh God.
It doesn't really taste
No.
like it's the proper coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, not hating on
Do you know
Pret.
what? I can't tell the difference between coffee. I really can't.
Oh,
I've got no
really?
idea. Yeah, it always tastes the same to me.
I think for me, I feel like I do want to say that I can, but I don't think I actually can. I think it's more like I can taste the acidity. And then based on that, I'm like, oh, okay, if I can taste it, it's good. If I can't taste it, then it's bad.
I can't lie, when we sat down with you, we actually went into quite a bit of a conversation about what you do, who you are, and there's a lot of the stuff that you actually got up to recently. And one thing that I wanted to say is like, as an actor, writer, producer, and the many other things that you do, and we're surely going to get into that later on in this podcast, how would you define creativity?
I try not to put too much pressure on it and the word itself. I just think it's an exploration of oneself, who you are in that current time. But creativity can be anything. I mean, I don't think there's boundaries per se. I think you can interpret it in whatever way you wish.
Yeah, it can't be limited. Like
No.
it's
Yeah,
something
exactly.
Like, yeah. What about you, Lucrezia? What are you saying about this?
I think that it's a very interesting perspective to look at it. I think for me, creativity has always been like defined, and maybe that's where my struggle comes, that sometimes I don't know the definition, but I try to get a definition. But I think that just deciding that you are a creative person is a first step, and then whatever you think of it in your day-to-day life, that would really defines it. So for me, it's just self-expression. I think that's the most important thing.
By the way, guys, if you see me or Lucrezia hand going off to the side, it's just because we're trying to keep the lights on the iPad. So please do not look at us like we're doing something weird. This is just technical difficulties that we have to deal with today.
Yeah. What about you, Don?
To be fair, the explanation and perspective on creativity I align with quite a lot. I don't feel like you can actually put like a border around creativity or someone's creativity, because it's natural. It's something that you kind of just like. It's not something that you're structured in a way. It's something that's expressive, So I feel like it really is no limit on it. It can be anything, And I think all the great creatives that we've seen in our lives have taught us that.
Yeah, I think an important thing to remember is reinvention. I think that's a crucial part to
100%.
creativity. And I think it's probably something that comes up in your line of work, kind of reinventing yourself in many different roles that you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you say would be the main career path that you are on now?
I always thought it would be actor, but actually do you know what? I'm not even going to say I'm putting acting at number one, because although it's maybe the thing I do most frequently, career-wise, there's so much else that I do that I'm going to choose not to like number them.
Yeah.
Because I think the effort and the blood, sweat and tears gone into the other parts of my professional career are very equally heavily weighted.
Yeah.
And I do so much more than just act at the moment. Although acting was the first love that I found within the creative industry, I wouldn't say it's the current only thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Am I
it makes
talking?
sense.
I'm not,
And
whatever.
just for the viewers at home, what are these like other loves that you have and other things that you do? I know I mentioned a little bit of them at the start, but if you can just expand a little bit into like these other creative avenues that you have going on.
Yeah, so I started acting, and that quickly developed into dance. I was always singing and making songs as a kid. I would take myself off like up a hill and act out scenes through improv with myself. So I probably looked crazy, but I loved like the emotional connection and storytelling through that. So I think acting was fundamental. But then since then, I developed sort of a boredom with characters that I was seeing, sides that were sent to me, auditions I was getting, all felt quite repetitive. So then I started writing the things that I wanted to perform. That quickly became producing and developing my own works. I've written 4 plays and published in a poetry anthology. I write a lot of small extracts, and then some of them develop into further things and some of them don't. And I love a bit of physical theatre. I mean, I sort of do whatever. I'll do a bit of filming. I'll take what I can get at the moment, to be honest.
And that's amazing. And just like to add on to that, like what was your earliest memory of like being creative, or like knowing that you wanted to go down this path? Like what was the first thing that made you realize like this is for me?
I think I was always quite a creative kid. I had a very vivid imagination, and back to what I was saying earlier, like I was always storytelling in whatever media form I chose that day. But then when I realised that this was a career you could do, I think an ease sort of, I felt suddenly quite comfortable in that. It was sort of the only thing that felt right. I did have a brief moment where I was thinking about going on and doing various other things, but that was only because I was sure that it wasn't feasible, or it wasn't possible for someone like me, or it wasn't as easy as maybe taking a traditional route down like a career path. So it always was number one for me. And I sort of just let myself do it. I mean, I sort of live by the if not now, when sort of thing. If I'm not going to do it now, what is going to make me do it at 40? Nothing, probably.
Yeah. So as you said, you were always a creative child, always had this imagination. Do you think creativity can be taught, or is this something that you're born with?
Oh, I think everyone's born with creativity. I mean, I think that kids prove that, children. They're always like storytelling or making up worlds and performing in front of grandparents. I mean, kids are so imaginative. And I think as you grow up, we're led by a society that is quite career driven and stability led, and often a creative profession isn't that stable.
Yeah.
So there's no wonder why as you grow and age, you sort of remove that part of yourself. I don't think it's about being taught creativity. I think more it's about being reminded of it or unlearning the fear that surrounds creativity. I think if everyone sort of looks back in within themselves, everyone's creative. It just maybe has been covered.
100%
covered
agree
up.
with that. You know, like when you were a kid, you had no care in the world about what anyone else
Exactly.
said.
Yeah.
You would just go out and you would just literally just be you. And I love those times because everyone had their kind of like their own personality before they started trying to fit in.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I mean, you're your most authentic self as a child without any pre-existing.
Constantly,
Like that is who you are fundamentally, and then you grow and age and you find new interests. But if you were creative as a child, which every child is, then you can continue to be creative.
I don't know. It's like just breaking down those barriers of what society puts in front of us and just being like, yeah, we can still be expressive.
Yeah.
I'm getting into my 20s, heading in 30s now. I can still be, you know, cool, creative, you know.
But also, you don't have to be. Like, if you don't want to be creative, that's perfectly fine. And there's quite a binary idea that I think people home creativity under. But even if you're not creating work or something to showcase, it doesn't mean you're not creative in your day-to-day life.
Exactly.
You are creative by choosing what to wear every day, or how you design your home, or how you, I mean, anything. It doesn't matter. That's still a creative outlook for you. So, yeah, I think people can get a bit caught up in like the definition, but it's not as limited as that. You can be creative however you like.
And
what nail design you get on your hands, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And just to go on to about that, like what projects have you been working on where it really tested your creative mindset and really like put you to the test and like how expressive you can actually be? I'm talking about like some of the works you've probably done, some of the commercials that you was talking about earlier that you've been doing. Has any of them really tested you and your mindset?
I think it's hard because in this industry you are encouraged to be grateful for every opportunity you get. And I am very grateful for every opportunity, but that doesn't mean that all of them were my personal creative choice.
Yeah.
You know, as an actress, you also have to sit back and be like, yes, I'll do this and
do that. I'll do
yeah,
this.
like a bit like a puppet. It's fine, I'll be a puppet.
Yeah.
But I think the ones that then tested me were the ones that I then had to make all the decisions on. And I understand why I should not be making decisions. Someone else can do that. But when I did get to, when I was doing my own show, so I wrote a show and casted myself in it and co-produced it and had a lot of
everything.
I know, it was awful. Did a lot of the marketing and social media myself, and then hired a director to come in because God forbid I tried to do that as well.
Oh yeah.
So that was really hard because I had always been just told what to do. And I quite enjoy being told what to do
100%.
because, God, I can't think like that as well. But this was quite a test of balancing what area I was going to focus on in that day.
There's like so many balls out playing.
So many balls. Like, I want this big set, but I've got no money. How do I do that?
You know what I mean? So like, because like, I'm a strong believer, and I think Lucretia will agree with this, that you can't do anything by yourself. Yeah? So like, in terms of bringing these ideas to life, like all the things that you had to do, was there any key people along the way that actually helped you get to where you are right now?
I think I've got 2 co-partners in our company that I work very, very well alongside. And they're amazing. They've kept my feet on the ground, and
Shout out to them guys.
shout out to Mila and Claude. Honestly, you're the best. When I'm getting dramatic, and they know this so well, like I'll come into a meeting and be like, guys, I want this and I want this and I think this is going to be really cool, and imagine if we did this, and they're like, oh, okay, girl, chill out. And they sort of bring it back down and they bring it back to reality, which is good, because if it was me, I would have maxed out every card under the sun. on ridiculous set and costume that isn't actually that necessary for right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're incredible. They help me in so many ways, but also just creative friends. I mean, my group around me are incredible. I have a lot of industry friends. I have very few friends around me actually or people in my life in general that aren't in the industry as well.
Yeah.
So there's a common ground with us all.
Yeah.
We sort of help keep each other afloat. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, for sure. I think probably it goes back to, you know, what kind of people we attract based on who we want to be. And sometimes the day-to-day can get very daunting. So it's very always good to have people that can uplift you and just remind you where we all want to go. Because I think most of the time it's a team goal, not an individual goal. But speaking about things getting overwhelming, what helps you to maintain that creative spark when you get discouraged? What helps you to get back on your feet and kind of fight back and be like, this is what I want to do, so I'm gonna fight for it and push for it? Because I know it's hard for me sometimes getting wrapped up in all of the day-to-day lives, paying bills, getting groceries. Sometimes it's definitely gets it difficult to still be creative and think about limitless ideas when your everyday life reminds you of limits around you.
I could sit here and lie, but I'm going to not do that. I don't really have a process for not getting overwhelmed because I'm overwhelmed every day.
This is life, guys.
I'm always stressed about something. I've got hands in many pies. What's the phrase? Fingers in many pies?
Yeah, fingers in many pies.
That's the one.
I think it's that.
Got loads of them. And there's always something for me to be focusing on, and I can get very overwhelmed very easily. I think the easiest thing that I have found is I like to take a step away from things. I'm also very poor at being bored. I'm not very good at being bored. I always need something to do.
Yeah.
So if I can then divert that energy that I need to always be busy into, okay, but I don't need to be busy doing this certain creative project that's sending me round the ringer. Instead, I'll just focus on doing some chores or boring admin or getting outside or doing the washing or the dishes or something. So if I can just be busy in that regard and remove my brain from the thing I'm currently stressed about, that tends to help. But ultimately, I just am. I think you learn that with age. I'm still very new to it all. And for me, I mean, a lot of social avenues, that's a good way for me to sort of hold back. I mean, I love, obviously, the after parties and the hanging out in the pub after a show late or the networking events or, you know, all of that. They're good fun, but for me, I know that I'm doing so much of my day-to-day with people that if I spend too much time doing all of those as well, I can get quite overworked, overtired.
You're caught up with it all.
Yeah, so I try to call it quite early. I try, it doesn't always work. On a lot of those events, and maybe I won't go to as many as I should. But that for me is just going to stop me from, there's so much, you can't do everything.
Yeah, you can't. And especially living in London, I have to remind that to myself every day.
There's always something on that you could go
Always.
to, but sometimes it's like, just chill.
And this kind of leads me on nicely just to ask you, like, obviously your job itself is creative, but you know when you're trying to like turn off from the job, like, is there anything that you do to kind of like relax you? Or are you still creative in how you relax? Or you kind of like everybody else that's doing like the mundane things like watching TV in your pajamas and eating so many crisps and sweets and stuff like that? I don't know if it's just me, but I'll just say
I just like to go on walks.
I love that too.
I go hiking quite a lot. I'll go around the Heath or some of the big parks in London. Sometimes I'll have day trips out. I mean, often as well when I have auditions, if the audition is outside of London, which some of them are, then my day, I won't just centre around the audition. I'll also centre around it about like going to that place and making a day out of that place. So then
Just
I'm not going
quickly, guys.
Yeah.
What is the best park in London? Because
Hampstead.
I say Hampstead too, and I don't want anyone to come for me.
I mean, Hackney Marshes are nice. Victoria Park's
I actually
lovely.
don't think so, though.
I will advocate for people that didn't grow up in London or didn't spend that much time in London. For me, you need to go to St. James Park.
I love St
And
James's Park.
You do need to go to Mashute Park and Mashute Farm.
Mashute Farm is
Yeah, Mashute
brilliant.
Farm is nice. I like the animals over
Yeah,
there.
I used to live like 5-10 minutes away from there, and it was perfect.
It was mad. The first time I went there, I didn't know that you can actually get animals in London. I thought the only way that you can see animals is if you went to the zoo, which is outside of London.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I went to Mud Street Farm, they're telling me, yo, you can see goats. So I looked at one, I was like, oh, my twin. I see you. I see how you're living. No, but it's good still. Like,
Yeah, I think if you know where to go in London, there's certainly places to sort of offload and get away from the city and the busyness. It's just knowing where to go, and it is hard, especially when you're new to the city, to find those, because they are hidden. I mean,
Super
people don't
hidden.
really, I mean, there's the basic ones, but they then are packed with people as well, so you do need to find the quieter areas.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's change the subject from you and your creative space, and maybe we can talk about who or what inspires you, what helps you to get to that creative space that we've just talked about.
What makes Tilly?
God, what a question. I was thinking about this when you sent me over the questions, and I don't actually have an inspiration or a role model or anything of that regard, and not in a negative way, just in I don't find it helpful for me. If I find myself getting too caught up in somebody's work or somebody's being or their presence, I don't find it. I feel like it's not being authentic to me. I've got a very mimicking, actory personality, and I will copy everything.
Oh, yeah,
So
guys, she's so good at this. She was copying people's accents. She threw me off. Like, literally.
This thing, I will mimic anyone I'm around. So if I start fixating on someone's work too much, that work will become what I end up doing, which isn't authentic or true to me. So I don't really play into any of that. There's people's work that I love and enjoy, but I wouldn't categorize them in that way.
I think you can be an admirer without including other people as your inspiration.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I always go after the feeling. Like what I want my work to help people feel or see. Another big part for me and Dawn is community. Like communities inspire us and we want to give back to it. Is there a community that you see your work helping or just want to be involved with?
Or like inspiring or like bringing more kind of like visibility to?
First of all, yes, but it didn't start that way. I mean, I first and foremost, I just want to create anything for me. And if it helps me, then fact is it's probably going to help somebody else. But that's not my thought going into it. I think that can be a secondary element. What I've found with creating and writing work is nothing is particularly unique. We're all human. We all have very similar feelings about things, just maybe in a different format or in a different way with a different experience and lived experience. But therefore, something that is quite important to me is having grown up in the north and moving down south. I grew up in a maybe like a area that wasn't entirely as creative as London is, obviously. And for me as a child, I really needed a creative output. So I suppose with the industry going where it is, I'm quite keen on opening up the creative sector and allowing children of a lower economic background or northern institutions, those places where art and creativity and acting and reading maybe aren't as valued, which is silly. I mean, people do value it. I don't want to. I don't want to get in trouble. But I found that there was a big difference when I was there and then when I moved. And I think it's important just to let young people know that it's an option and that they have a right to feel like it's possible. Because it can really, really help people.
And my thing is like, going back to younger you who wanted to be like this creative masterpiece, doing all these different things.
Yeah.
Like, what type of advice, and this is for the viewers as well watching, who's in a similar position that wants to take the risk and take the chance and also be an inspiration to a lot of people. What advice would you give these people who just want to start out and in the same position as you was when you first started out, just thinking if it's possible, can I do this?
I think there's quite a lot of expectation with, first of all, the industry, but also any kind of creative expression.
Yeah.
That it has to be ready for public view, and it has to be just that it has to be something that you're automatically proud of, and there's already going to be an audience and a public space for that. And I think that's quite damaging, because especially if you're not prone to it, or you're starting out, or it doesn't come as naturally to you maybe to express yourself creatively, then that can be quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I think just get rid of that. Ignore the fact that there's going to be any public output and it's just for you. Do something that you love. It doesn't have to go anywhere. In fact, the majority of my things never see the light of day, and that's often the best stuff for me.
Yeah.
Just give it a go, see how you feel. But also this idea that everything has to be ready to go, it becomes digestible then for an audience that isn't ready for it. And it just needs to be good for you. It doesn't matter if it's not about talent or skill. It's just about you. So
And with that in mind, like for those people that are not like in the creative industry, like what would you say to them that are sometimes doubting themselves as being creative, doubting themselves as having that creative element to themselves? Like, what would you say to those type of people?
But they are. Like, I think it's funny because in school you're told you're either an academic or a creative.
Yes.
But I think that's just rubbish. The way you style yourself in the morning is creative, or the choices you made on what colour car you want or whatever it is you making personal decisions about yourself, and that is a creative element to you. So even if you are working a 9 to 5 and you're in a profession that is purely academic, it doesn't mean that you don't make those choices every single day. You make them every day, you just might not realise it. But I think bringing it back to the question is just remembering that, like, you were very creative as a kid. Like, maybe find a bit of that again. What were the things that you loved when you were younger, or the music you listened to, or the films you like to watch, or the books you like to read? I mean, that all plays a huge part in who you end up becoming. So that is there. It just might be a bit deeper in some people. A little bit
deeper to find.
Yeah, but it's all there.
Sometimes it's also about the things that you don't like. They're just as important as the things
Oh God,
that you
yeah.
do like. So I think it's good to remember that as well and rediscover. And are you a risk taker?
Yes.
Yeah.
End of question. No, I am. Although, oh God, I mean, am I? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe some people would say I am. Some people would say I'm not. There's definitely things I could do bigger and more dramatic, but I don't have the money for it. But if I did, I would be a very big risk taker.
Anyone that's listening that wants to support the creative industry,
give me some money.
Come on, get out here. But there's one thing I want us to touch on before we go here. Is just like any new works, any things that you're working on right now that the people should know about. Because, like, as you can tell, there's a lot of different things going on, a lot of different pies being spun right now. So, like, let the people know what is in store for them to hear from Tilly.
Well, we are taking my show Drama Girls onwards and upwards.
Make sure to check that out.
Yeah. We actually don't have a date for the next show of it, but we're going back into an R&D and re-rehearsal process, and I'll be rewriting a lot of it. So once that's reworked, that's going to be coming out again. I am writing something else which I shouldn't really say too much about, because then it won't happen and then I'll feel bad. But there's loads of things currently up. I've got a music video coming out. Ooh. I have
any artists that the people may know?
It's an Italian. It's probably not that well known.
Not even though there could be some Italians listening to this right now.
It's called Mixer House Funk. Look it up. It's going to be cool.
Mixer House Funk,
name
guys.
for a band.
Yeah, do you know what? Like, everyone who was involved with it did an amazing job, and I had the best time because I just got to pretend that I was at a party the whole time. So I love that kind of work. And I'm just hoping to get a bit more filming under the belt. I am looking for more theatre work as well. But fundamentally, I think I'm going to be quite busy in the next year with R&Ds, re-rehearsals, rewriting, and then this filming gig that's coming up. But yeah.
Let's say you watch this in a year's time. What would you wish yourself in a year's time? Like an advice to your future self, like any risk that you want to take.
I would love to do a tour. I would love to go on tour, and that be with either one of my shows or just like a. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't even care. I want to go to different venues and see different things. I think that's really cool. I'd love to work abroad, even if it's filming abroad. I think that would be really fun.
Any countries in particular?
Any and every. I'm not bothered.
The world is your oyster.
The world is my oyster. I'm not picky. Send me on a plane anywhere.
As long as it's paid.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Even if it's not paid, just pay for my plane ticket and I'll be there. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I hope I'm still creating and still happy in doing that. I think that's the main thing. I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon, but times change.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm making ends meet in a year. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
I hope we all are, can't I?
Yeah.
No, but just like to finish on, like, give us, first of all, your word of the day. Yeah, because it's a little thing.
Word of the day.
Yeah, this is a little thing we do at Kaiyen. Yeah, we ask everyone to give the little word of the day. We had Rambunctious, we had LeBron. Yeah, what was Jadine's word of the day? If I can remember correctly, I don't think I remember.
We will put it on the screen.
We put it on the screen
So
for people
sorry,
to see.
Jadine.
Sorry, Jadine.
You can't compete with Rambunctious. I'm sorry.
Rambunctious is actually hard. But like, what is your word of the day to end this thing off with?
Oh my God, this is such an intense question. Okay, do you know what? Because I can't think of anything else and we started the day with a coffee, I'm just going to say caffeinated.
Come on, caffeinated. I love that.
That's how I am today. I am
I feel
caffeinated.
this for a Sunday.
Yeah. So
Wow.
the fact that I've had 3 this morning and my hands are shaking.
No
So
way.
I should probably stop.
It gets like that, but thank you
does.
so much, Tilly, for coming
Thank you.
on this podcast with us today. Like, creativity with Kaiyen, presenting the coffee chats, and it's been amazing just talking to you, hearing your story.
Thank you.
I hope the viewers also heard a lot of like insights and advice, and also all the amazing things that she's got going on and coming up as well. Yeah, I've been joined here with Lucrezia. Yeah, and it's nice to be here with you, Tilly, and we hope
so
that
nice.
everything that you're doing, it comes to fruition. Nothing but success from us.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to have you as a first guest. I
Mhm.
think
I'm honoured.
First guest.
Big responsibility.
first guest is a first. I don't know. In Lithuania, we say the first pancake is always burnt.
Oh God.
It's probably there's probably
Wow.
an equivalent, but
A burnt pancake, a burnt podcast.
You know what I mean?
no, but there's beauty in that because it's always so special to be able to experience things for the first time because we will never be here again. We'll never be, trying to
This
navigate
part of our
this
lives again as well.
again.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's been a pleasure to meet you at this part of your life and also
you.
for us to be here at this point of our journey.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. This has been Coffee Chats with Kaiyen. Thank you. Oh, well done, guys.
Fun.
That was actually very good. I liked
Imagine
it.
we would just start recording.
Yeah.